Versatile Mage. Chapter 292. A Beastly Act. When the water arrived, Bai Tingting mixed some antidote into the container. Song Qia's wounds were recovering very slowly, which clearly indicated that what attacked her was somehow poisonous too. Healing magic was not useful in treating the poisoned wounds, so she could only rinse the wounds with water. She could sense herself sweating profusely as the heat built up in the church. She took off her jacket, revealing her smooth, pale shoulders. Drops of sweat at the end of her hair sticking to her neck slowly skidded down her chest. Ming Kong stood aside and glanced down from above. His eyes instantly glittered. Such deep cleavage. Judging from his experience, he strongly believed that Bai Tingting was wearing something similar to a sports bra, which concealed her astounding breasts. Ming Kong's mind was fully occupied with lewd thoughts. He did not even have the intention of hiding his gaze. He was just staring right at her. His eyeballs were on the verge of launching themselves toward her chest. Bai Tingting finished cleaning Song Qia's wounds and wiped the sweat on her cheek with the back of her hand. She then noticed the lustful gaze in Ming Kong's eyes. Bai Tingting was startled but quickly collected herself and said, "Save yourself some pride." Ming Kong did not respond. He was still staring at Bai Tingting. Finally, Bai Tingting realized that it was not just a simple peek. She could see a strong desire in his eyes. Ming Kong did not budge. His eyes were lost in his lust. For some reason, as his mind was filled with lewd thoughts, he could sense himself sinking into a swamp of illusion. Within this illusion, he was recklessly making his move at Bai Tingting, just like the scenes from the pornography he had seen before. A post-apocalyptic setting, an abandoned building, a man and woman on their own. A burst of evil laughter followed by an embarrassed scream of a girl. The sound of clothes being torn apart. His imagination had totally broken the chains tying a beast deep inside his heart. He cast aside the remaining hints of morality in his heart. All he wanted now was to unleash the beast within him. "What are you doing, you jerk?" Bai Tingting screamed with an embarrassed look. Ming Kong, who had lost control to the beast within him, suddenly reached out with his hand and grabbed the strip of Bai Tingting's bra. It instantly snapped with a violent pull, revealing half of her firm, well-rounded chest. Bai Tingting would not give up without a fight. She quickly backed off in anger while aligning her stars. She would not want to use her magic on a friendly, but Ming Kong had gone too far with his shameful acts. She clearly knew that most of the boys would have some lewd thoughts deep in their hearts, but they usually would not take advantage of a situation like this. Bai Tingting never thought Ming Kong would have such a filthy mind under his rather noble appearance. "You filthy scum, what are you trying to do?" A man appeared at the entrance of the church. The man was Lu Zhengge himself, on his violent Mark Wolf. He subconsciously snapped after he saw Ming Kong's actions as he arrived. The violent Mark Wolf sprang forward and held Ming Kong down with its claw. Ming Kong was put under control, but his filthy acts were totally exposed in front of the group. Everyone was staring at him in disbelief. The entire church fell silent for quite a while. Bai Tingting put her jacket back on. Her face was still angry. "This is unacceptable. This Ming Kong has gone too far. Why would a person like him be considered an elite from the Imperial College? She would not let him go so easily after they're done with the training. Ming Kong, are you fucking crazy?" Lu Zhengge slapped Ming Kong in the face. Ming Kong slowly collected his thoughts and saw everyone looking at him with a weird look. His face turned pale white as he glanced at Bai Tingting, whose face was blushing and clothes were in a ragged state. "Oh my, wasn't it just my illusion? Did I really do that to Bai Tingting? What are you trying to explain still? Xiao Feng, Zhu Delong, tie him up," Lu Zhengge said. "I don't know. I'm sorry. I am really sorry. Sigh. I didn't know he was that kind of person." "Yeah, Qingqing, you were so close with him. You should stay away from him from now on," Zhao Mingyu whispered. The whole incident was too sudden for the group. They never thought something like this would happen. Zhu Delong and Xiao Feng tied Ming Kong to a pillar. The group totally lost any desire to discuss the next inspection point. The atmosphere was utterly strange. At night, as the tired went to sleep, they heard footsteps approaching the church. "Don't panic, it's me." Mo Fan's voice came from outside. As the door opened, Mo Fan came inside with his usual sloppy smile. He immediately glanced toward those whom he cared about among the group. To his surprise, before he could react, Bai Tingting suddenly rose from her spot and ran toward Mo Fan. She dove right into his arms, as if she had just gone through some extreme grievance. Mo Fan could not help but feel that happiness had come too quickly as he felt the softness of her body and the shocking bouncy touch. Everyone was stunned. It was easy to tell that Bai Tingting liked to hang around with Mo Fan, mainly because he had saved her life before. However, they never knew their relationship had escalated to this stage. Or maybe, Bai Tingting was in such shock that she subconsciously assumed Mo Fan to be the only one that could comfort her. Can anyone tell me what happened here? Mo Fan was quite helpless. He thought something bad had happened to someone among the group, but as he took a closer look, everyone still looked alive and well. Can you not leave again? Bai Tingting's eyes were slightly red as she spoke in a rather pitiful look, as if Mo Fan was the only one she could trust. Okay. Mo Fan immediately gave his promise. Having a beautiful girl falling into his arms was quite enjoyable, but he still felt strange when she suddenly rushed into his chest like that. Since when had their relationship gone this far? The one that claims he could investigate the places on his own is back. So, how are your results? Liao Mingxuan asked with a sneer. Mo Fan comforted Bai Tingting for a while before taking out 2 devices with green lights and chucked them at Muning Zhu, who was responsible for keeping them. 2 inspection points, Muning Zhu said in a surprised tone. Humph, is that possible? It seems like it. Fuck me, Mo Fan, how did you do it? We almost got wiped out when we did our first inspection point. Peng Liang screamed out in astonishment. Chapter end. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.